Have you ever wondered how many healthy years you really have left after turning 70? What if your body already knows, and it's been quietly trying to tell you all along? In over a decade of working closely with older adults, I've come to realize that longevity isn't just written in your genetics or found in your lab results. The real clues are hidden in plain sight, in your everyday routines, the way you move, how you sleep, and how connected you stay to the world around you. The surprising part? Most people overlook these subtle signals until it's too late. You see, some people at 75 or even 80 still have that vibrant spark. They walk steadily, think clearly, and stay engaged with life. Others, meanwhile, begin to fade, not because of age alone, but because the early signs were ignored. That's exactly what we're going to explore together in this video. 7 scientifically proven signs that can quietly predict how long you'll live after 70. These aren't myths or guesses. They're backed by clinical studies, long-term research, and real-life patterns I've seen firsthand. One of these signs, in fact, is now considered a more accurate predictor of mortality than your blood pressure or cholesterol. And as you follow along, I want you to really reflect on each one. Ask yourself, does this apply to me? When something truly hits you, when a sign feels familiar or surprising, drop a comment below and share the number. I personally read every response, and your input could help someone else recognize a pattern they've been missing. Also, if you care about aging well, staying strong, sharp, and independent, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support not only helps this message reach more people, but also allows us to bring you more heart-driven, science-backed guidance. Aging is not just a passive journey. It's a path you still have power to shape. So let's begin. And we'll start with one of the most overlooked, yet most powerful indicators of all. It's not your diet. It's not your medications. And it's not even your doctor's report. It's something much simpler, something you do every single day without thinking. Let's talk about how you walk and why the speed of your steps might reveal more than you ever imagined. Sign 1. Walking speed. Your steps reveal your lifespan. The number one sign you're aging faster than you think is hiding in the way you walk. Yes, something as simple as your walking speed can quietly reveal how well your body and mind are holding up. In my experience working with older adults for more than a decade, I've witnessed this subtle but powerful pattern again and again. Seniors who maintain a steady, confident pace in their 70s and beyond tend to live longer, remain more independent, and preserve their mental clarity. Walking speed isn't just about how fast you move your feet. It reflects your entire system. Your muscle strength, cardiovascular fitness, nervous system coordination, and even brain health. In fact, recent studies show that walking speed is now considered a stronger predictor of longevity than traditional markers like blood pressure or cholesterol. Let me share the story of 2 gentlemen I once worked with, Paul and Dennis, both in their mid-70s. Paul walked every morning with a sense of rhythm and purpose. His steps were strong, and his posture was upright. Dennis, however, had begun to slow down, often pausing to catch his breath, sometimes appearing unsure of his footing. Over time, Paul continued to thrive, active, social, and sharp, while Dennis gradually withdrew from activities he once enjoyed. This contrast isn't just about lifestyle. It's a reflection of deeper physiological change. When your steps slow, it often signals that something within your body is losing its rhythm. But here's the hope. You can rebuild it. Walking speed is trainable. By walking more frequently, strengthening your legs, using light ankle weights, or practicing simple mobility exercises, you can boost your pace and your resilience. So let me ask you this. When was the last time you paid attention to how you walk? Do you move with purpose, or have your steps become shorter, more cautious? Drop a comment below and share your honest reflection. It might just encourage someone else to make a change. Because how you move through life, step by step, matters more than you think. And coming up next, we'll explore another surprising predictor of how long you'll live, and it lies right in the palm of your hand. Let's talk about grip strength. Sign 2, grip strength. The power in your hands. What does your handshake say about how long you'll live? It might sound strange, but the strength of your grip is one of the clearest and most overlooked windows into your overall health as you age. In fact, doctors today use grip strength as a clinical indicator of muscle mass, cardiovascular resilience, and even neurological function. And through my years of working with seniors, I've come to realize that grip strength doesn't just measure how tightly you can hold on to things, it reflects how strongly you're still holding on to life. I remember two gentlemen I once counseled, Edward and George, both around 78. Edward had a firm, steady grip. He did simple strength exercises with resistance bands and never had trouble opening jars or carrying grocery bags. George, on the other hand, had begun to struggle. Holding a coffee mug felt tiring. Picking up his briefcase, once easy, had become difficult. He dismissed it as just old age, but it wasn't. It was his body signaling deeper muscle decline, reduced circulation, and a weakening nervous system. Research shows that declining grip strength is closely linked with frailty, a higher risk of falls, and even premature mortality. But here's the good news. It's reversible. Simple exercises like squeezing a tennis ball, using hand grippers, or lifting small weights regularly can help restore strength, not just to your hands, but to your entire body. Think of your grip as a physical signature of vitality. When it weakens, so do other essential functions. So take a moment now, clench your fist, or squeeze something nearby. How does it feel? Is your grip steady and confident, or does it feel uncertain? Be honest with yourself, and if you're comfortable, share in the comments below, strong or needs work. It's a small reflection that might lead to a big improvement. Because how well you hold on to the little things now, like a handle, a cup, or even someone's hand, can tell us how long you'll keep holding on to your strength and independence. Up next, we're going to explore something that doesn't require equipment, tools, or even movement, just your ability to stay upright. Let's talk about balance. Sign 3. Balance: what one leg can tell you about your brain. Can you stand on one leg for 10 seconds without wobbling? If you can't, your body may be warning you about something far more serious than poor balance. I've worked with hundreds of seniors over the past decade, and this simple test, standing on one foot, has quietly become one of the most accurate, low-tech predictors of aging well. Why? Because your ability to balance requires more than strong legs. It's a coordinated effort between your muscles, joints, nervous system, and brain. When one of those systems weakens, your balance begins to slip. That's why studies now show that poor balance is directly associated with a higher risk of cognitive decline, falls, fractures, and even early mortality. Let me share a story from my practice. Two women, Diane and Linda, both in their early 70s. Diane practiced light yoga, took brisk walks, and could balance easily on one foot while brushing her teeth. Linda, on the other hand, often needed to grab furniture for support when turning quickly. She thought it was just clumsiness, but it was actually her nervous system struggling to coordinate with her muscles. Over time, Diane remained active and alert, while Linda became more sedentary, fearful of falling, and eventually did. The truth is, losing your balance doesn't just lead to a fall. It often starts a downward spiral of fear, inactivity, and rapid decline. But here's the hope. Balance can be retrained. Daily practice, standing on one foot for 10 seconds, walking heel to toe, or trying beginner Tai Chi, can rebuild your stability and confidence. I encourage you, pause this video for a moment. Stand near a chair or wall, lift one foot, and time yourself. Can you make it to 10 seconds? Then come back and comment below with your result. Whether it's 3 seconds or 30, you're taking the first step to strengthen your foundation. Because balance is more than physical. It's neurological, emotional, and deeply connected to how you live and feel every day. And now that you've tested your feet, let's shift our attention to something just as essential, but often ignored: how well you rest. Up next, we'll uncover how your sleep patterns reveal the hidden story of your longevity. Sign 4. Sleep patterns: what your nights say about your future. Still waking up tired even after a full night's sleep? That might not be just aging. It could be your body quietly signaling something deeper. In my years of working with older adults, I've learned that sleep is one of the most underrated predictors of healthy aging. It's not just about rest. Sleep is when your body repairs cells, regulates hormones, clears toxins from the brain, and resets vital systems. Poor sleep doesn't just make you groggy. It can accelerate cognitive decline, weaken your immune system, and increase your risk of heart disease, stroke, and even early death. I once worked with two clients, Harold and Bruce, both in their mid-70s. Harold had a consistent bedtime routine, slept 7 to 8 hours a night, and woke up feeling refreshed. Bruce, on the other hand, struggled to fall asleep, often woke up multiple times, and felt drained during the day. Over time, Harold stayed sharp and active, while Bruce began experiencing memory lapses, low energy, and high blood pressure. What many people don't realize is that poor sleep is not a normal part of aging. It's a red flag, and most of the time, it's fixable. I always tell my clients, good sleep hygiene is medicine. Limit screen time at night. Keep a regular sleep-wake cycle. Get sunlight early in the day. Avoid caffeine and heavy meals before bed. These small habits can add years of clarity and strength to your life. So let me ask you, when was the last time you woke up truly rested? Are your nights peaceful or restless? Drop a comment below. Write, good sleeper, if your rest feels solid, or needs work, if you're still tossing and turning. You might be surprised how many others feel just like you. Because how you sleep tonight may determine how you function tomorrow, and for all the years to come. And now, let's shift from how you rest to how you nourish. Up next, we'll uncover how your appetite and eating habits after 70 can silently shape your health, strength, and longevity more than most people realize. Sign 5. Appetite and eating habits. When you stop enjoying food, your body notices. Losing your appetite after 70 isn't just a small change. It could be one of the first signs your body is slowing down in ways you can't yet see. I've worked with countless seniors who casually say, "I'm just not as hungry anymore," treating it as a harmless side effect of getting older. But based on what I've seen in practice and what the science shows, a declining appetite often signals something more serious: nutrient deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, digestive issues, or even early cognitive decline. It's your body's quiet way of saying, "I'm not getting what I need." I remember two women, Evelyn and Clara, both 74. Evelyn still loved food. She cooked fresh meals, ate at regular times, and had the strength and clarity to enjoy her days. Clara, however, had lost interest in eating. "I just don't feel like it," she'd tell me. She started skipping meals, relying on toast or processed snacks, and over time, lost weight she didn't intend to lose. Her energy dropped. She became more frail. What she didn't realize was that her body had begun breaking down muscle to make up for the lack of fuel. This, in turn, affected her balance, her immune system, and even her mood. The good news? It's never too late to turn things around. I often tell my clients, after 70, eating isn't just about appetite, it's about intention. Even if you're not hungry, your body still needs the right building blocks to stay strong. Focus on whole, colorful foods, healthy fats, and quality protein. Eat in pleasant, relaxed environments. Share meals when possible. These little changes can bring back not just nutrition, but joy. So let me ask you, are you still enjoying your meals, or have they become something you simply go through the motions with? Comment below with "still hungry" if you're doing well, or "need to improve" if this hit home. You might be surprised how many others feel the same. Because what you choose to put on your plate today has everything to do with how well you'll stand, move, think, and feel tomorrow. And now, let's move from nourishment to something less tangible, but just as vital: how you handle stress after 70, and why it could be silently shaping your future more than you realize. Sign 6. Stress management. How you handle stress shapes how you age. I've seen it for over a decade. People who let stress control them tend to age faster. And not just emotionally. Chronic stress affects the entire body. It raises blood pressure, weakens the immune system, disrupts sleep, and accelerates inflammation, which has been linked to nearly every age-related disease, from heart conditions to Alzheimer's. Yet many seniors still believe stress is just part of life, something to tolerate, not something to actively manage. That belief couldn't be further from the truth. I once worked with two gentlemen, Charles and Ron, both 76. Charles had plenty of problems: money concerns, health scares, family tension. But he handled them calmly. He took walks, practiced deep breathing, and talked openly with his close friends. Ron, however, internalized everything. He worried constantly, replayed small problems in his head, and kept everything bottled up. Over time, Charles stayed healthy, alert, and even optimistic. Ron, on the other hand, developed high blood pressure, experienced insomnia, and felt increasingly fatigued. The truth is, how you handle life's challenges after 70 can be just as important as how you eat or move. I often remind my clients, stress doesn't go away, but your response to it can change everything. Whether it's through mindfulness, gentle movement, time in nature, music, prayer, or laughter, finding your stress outlet isn't optional, it's essential. So let me ask you honestly, how do you respond to pressure? Do you breathe through it, or let it live inside your chest? Drop a comment below with one method you use to stay grounded, or just type "still learning" if stress has been hard to manage. You're not alone, and your openness might help someone else take the first step toward emotional strength. Because emotional resilience is the foundation for physical vitality. And when your inner world is calm, your body responds with strength. Coming up next, we'll explore one of the most powerful, but often ignored predictors of how long you'll live, and it has nothing to do with exercise, sleep, or diet. It's about your human connection. Let's talk about social relationships. Sign 7. Social connections: why loneliness ages you faster than time. Loneliness is more dangerous than smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That may sound dramatic, but it's true. Multiple studies now confirm that isolation increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, depression, cognitive decline, and even early death. I've seen this firsthand working with older adults for over a decade. It's not just illness or injury that breaks people down, it's the slow erosion of connection. I once met two women, Gloria and Helen, both 78. Gloria had a close-knit group of friends she met for coffee every Thursday. She volunteered at her church and called her daughter every evening just to chat. Helen, by contrast, had gradually lost touch with others. Her children lived far away, and many of her friends had passed. She spent most of her days in silence, her TV being her only companion. Over time, Gloria stayed vibrant, laughing, learning, and even dancing. Helen grew quieter, withdrawn, and less steady on her feet. That's because human connection is not just emotional, it's biochemical. When you interact with people you care about, your body releases oxytocin and dopamine, which reduce stress, boost immunity, and keep your brain active. That's why I always encourage seniors to reach out, even when it feels awkward or inconvenient. Pick up the phone, join a local group, reconnect with someone you haven't spoken to in years. You don't need a large circle, just a few meaningful conversations can change everything. So let me ask you, how connected do you feel right now? Are there people in your life you can truly talk to, or have the calls and visits grown less frequent? Be honest, and if you're comfortable, drop a comment below with "still connected" or "need to reconnect." Your words might inspire someone else to reach out today. Because relationships aren't just what make life beautiful, they're what keep you alive. And now that we've explored all 7 signs, it's time to reflect. How many of these apply to you? Which one surprised you the most? Stay with me, because in the final part of this video, I'll help you make sense of it all and show you how small steps today can transform the years ahead. Now that you've discovered these 7 signs, take a deep breath and reflect. Which ones resonated with you? Were there one or two that felt a little too familiar? Maybe it was your walking speed, or the way stress has been sitting quietly in your chest. Perhaps you've noticed your circle of friends growing smaller, or your grip weakening more than you'd like to admit. Whatever stood out, I want you to know, these signs aren't the end of the story. They are invitations. Invitations to take notice, to make changes, and to reclaim control over the years ahead. You see, aging doesn't happen all at once. It shows up in small, often overlooked ways: how we move, sleep, eat, think, and connect. But here's the empowering truth. Those small things are also where change begins. Your walking speed can improve. Your sleep can become deeper. Your appetite can return. Muscles can rebuild. Stress can soften. And connections can be rekindled, even with just a simple message or call. In my years of working with older adults, I've seen people in their 70s, 80s, even 90s take back control of their health by starting small. It's not about perfection. It's about persistence. The real measure of aging well isn't just how long you live, but how fully you live those years. So I want to hear from you. Which of the 7 signs hit you the hardest? Which one are you ready to take action on starting today? Drop a comment below. I read each one, and your story might just be the push someone else needs. And if you found this video helpful, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you care about. The more we open these conversations, the more we remind each other it's never too late to strengthen, to reconnect, and to grow. Thank you for watching. Your next chapter can begin with one small step. Let's take it together.